It's a terrorist attack. It doesn't matter who done it, whether it was the US government or not. It's still a terrorist attack.
Right, that's all I need. Now I'm going to change that to it was the US government and everything.
It was the US government.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Conspiracies. What have we got today, Rage Monkey?
We are talking about 9/11.
Okay, and we're joined on the panel this week by Germinator.
Hello. That's it.
And you cheer Chaz.
Good evening.
And myself, Hammerspank. Take it away, Rage Monkey. Let us know what you've got.
Okay, so the September just gone was the 15th anniversary of 9/11 and the terrorist attacks on in the United States. It's one of the biggest losses of life in America, and there is quite a few conspiracies about it. I've got 5 that I want to sort of bring up. And
5?
Discuss
wow.
Each one.
You was
Yes.
only allowed half.
Okay,
Jesus.
can I just... You said terrorist attack. Can we change that
I did.
to supposed terrorist attack?
No,
Oh no,
that's
because
what I
whether
think
it's
it
the
is.
US
So
government
that's my
or
opinion.
whatever it turns out, it'll still be a terrorist
But you didn't
attack,
say it
wouldn't
was your opinion.
It is my opinion that it was a terrorist attack. That's my opinion of it.
You didn't say that.
It doesn't
Well,
matter. It's a terrorist
Okay.
attack.
Yeah, it's an attack. It doesn't matter who done it. It's still a
Yeah.
terrorist attack.
What about the attack on the
it's
World Trade Center? Would have been...
There is some people that do believe that it is like shape-shifting aliens, or there
Yeah, I've heard
is,
that one.
or they were missiles with holographic projections to make them look like planes. There's
Yeah, I've
stuff
heard
like
that
that. But
Yeah, that's from the TV
my first
show, that.
point. My
That's
first
just
point.
ludicrous.
Yeah, a lot of them are.
That's
the
not
first point
ludicrous. That's more... Go on, sorry.
is the Twin Towers were brought down by explosives, not planes. So, within just a few hours of the attack on the Twin Towers, perhaps the most well-known of all theories had already surfaced on the internet chat room. The author of the post, I've got to skip that bit because I'm not going to say his name.
A palmer.
Linked the collapse of the North and South Tower to a controlled demolition due to the way the buildings fell so quickly and perfectly into their own footprint. So after the dust had settled, there was forensic teams and everything that sort of went around, and they actually found explosives in there. On my theory of that, but yeah, you're going to say thermite, aren't you?
Super
dust.
thermite.
No, it's thermite dust. That's what's actually in the official. It's thermite dust, not super thermite.
Well, I'm gonna,
But they've got pieces of super thermite. Just saying.
Thermite is
Thermite's
super
thermite.
Anyway. It can eat through pretty much anything.
No, it's not. There's 2 different types.
It's the only thing that can go through that metal that it was built out of. That's
Actually, I think there's 3 different types of
thermite's
thermite.
picked for it. It's the only thing that can
So
melt it.
my conspiracy is it might not have been the US government that put them explosive on them girders to bring it down. It might have been terrorists. It might have been Al Qaeda, gone in there, infiltrated, been there for months and months and months, knew when the attacks were coming, planted the explosives. As they hit, they also done the explosives to bring the towers down.
Yep.
Oh, you snuck
Because-
in a new theory on us.
Feasible.
So that's my first one. So if you've got any points on that, please bring them up.
Yeah. Well, firstly, I need to take a sip of my lovely Blue Raspberry Rogue energy drink.
Oh yeah, they're nice. I've had some of that.
Well, why not?
No, I agree. I mean, there was something I'd read a lot about, and it was a contracting firm went in to do a lift on such and such floor.
Yep.
And no one actually reported the lift being broken, the lift stopping. Nothing was actually done, but there was constant drilling heard all around the towers. And then if you
So-
look at some of the steel rods going through the concrete, through the foundations, there's triangular cuts. Like,
Yeah, shaped charges.
Yeah, which is obviously some kind of thermite charge has been on that. Because you wouldn't get that with any other explosive, or so does experts say anyway. I don't know, I'm not an explosive expert.
So,
Anything
so,
explosive
so
about me is my
Is that
blue
the bit
energy
about-
drink.
You done, are you, Nudge? We've got another bit of
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah, no, that was my bit.
a lot of people point to the thermite because it's the only thing that can melt metal at that temperature. But did the towers come down or did they buckle and come down?
No,
They
they
start-
they
did
did,
they start to
they
bend
did just,
and-
yeah, they did. I did send a picture on WhatsApp
Yeah,
about.
they actually started to bend and buckle and come down if you watch it properly. A lot of people
Yeah.
leave
Yeah,
it
but
out.
there's
because
no
the structure
that's-
Yeah.
the structure
And
integrity
do you know
was
why they bend and buckle?
compromised.
Because
Why?
you don't need thermite to bend metal. You only need a certain temperature. So at a certain temperature, the heat will make it bend, and therefore it don't.
Yeah, I get that.
Controlled. It can just be a fire that causes it to buckle, and then off it goes.
But if that kind of heat was present, how the hell did 3 passports survive? And they was only the passports of the terrorists and no one else.
Yeah.
That could have been planted by the US government. I'm not saying that because it's like that could be
We're gonna have
because
to
they
beat
want
that
someone
whole
to blame.
sentence out.
Why?
Because you just accused
It
the
could
US
be.
government. You didn't.
It
Yeah,
could
it's
be.
just-
It could is what I said.
Conspiracy
It might
theory,
not
isn't
be.
it? Yeah.
You could
Well,
have
that's
just said
my
it
point. Anyway,
could have been
I
planted.
don't think you need
Could have
thermite
been.
to bring it down.
Yeah,
Heat
but
will
also
bring it down.
jet fuel only burns at a certain temperature.
A high enough temperature.
There's also gas mains. There's also other things in there that will burn, bro. It's not just the jet
Yeah,
fuel
yeah,
that's going to
not
make
there's
it that
water.
high
compromise the
enough
building in it.
temperature for the construction grade metal that was in that building.
It was actually proven that the metal used in the Twin Towers was inferior metal. It wasn't to the standards of today because it was started so early. It was 1965, I believe. They started building.
Yeah, but didn't
World
they,
Trade
didn't they
Centers.
protect it because of the previous attack that had been attempted?
Tried to.
Yeah. Yeah, it's government.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's far too much of a coincidence for all these things. Like the passports alone, why would there, of all them people on them planes that had
if
their
it's enough to melt
passports,
that metal-
why did only 3 Arab passports survive?
That's the thing. Like, if them passports were in the plane, they wouldn't have survived. So that's what makes me think that someone has planted them there. I'm not saying who.
Right,
Yeah, that's like, I mean,
government.
because not one bit of paper from inside that building survived. Like it was just.
Well,
but
Yeah,
yeah,
it did because it was flying all the way around. So, like people were noticing like pieces of paper because it's come
Yeah,
out of the
but a
windows.
passport doesn't tend to float.
Why wouldn't
Yeah.
it that
Not
far,
like
that
a
high
sheet.
up?
Not
How
like
much
a sheet of
updraft is there
paper.
then? Well, no, but
Yeah.
it might
Yeah,
have felt like
Yeah, but if you can
60
drop a
foot
pin
away.
from the Empire State Building, you can drop a passport from the Twin Towers.
Yeah, no, yeah, but with the Empire State Building, like you say, you drop a penny off and it hits the sidewalk. It never hits the sidewalk because you hit an updraft and it sucks it back into the building. It never hits the sidewalk. Them
Yeah, but-
passports would not have survived any of
No,
them.
I don't think they would have. But there was debris that was blown out of the buildings and spread around the whole of the area. The dust cloud went for miles.
Yeah, it's like everyone says about the war on terror. There was no war on terror.
No,
It was
about
they
the-
wanted the
for
oil.
oil.
But we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that.
Well, no, that's what started it.
Mhm.
Well, was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, but where did it?
That's why
Because
they went
they
over
did
there
that,
in the end.
and then
but
they
it's not
invaded
why
it.
they.
thanks, sec.
We're talking about Afghanistan, yeah?
Yeah.
Because the government have said
First and second time rounds.
they've said they have no reason to believe that Iraq was involved in anything to do with it. They only accuse
No,
Al Qaeda.
They should never have killed Saddam,
Mm-hmm.
but that's a story for another day.
Because
Did-
they don't. even include Iraq in it.
Did they kill him? That's
no, but
another
if,
story
if
for the other
Saddam
day. Another
never
day.
died, ISIS wouldn't exist. He kept all them in check.
They didn't.
Or if
'cause
Maggie
the
was
attack
still
happened
alive.
before that happened.
Mhm.
Because it was Osama bin Laden that funded Al Qaeda.
No, the Americans funded Osama bin Laden. That's well publicised.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who funded bin Laden. The fact is, bin Laden funded Al Qaeda.
Mhm.
Yeah, but they were petrified of Saddam. That's well known. They did sod all before then, other than that. They had a little bit of a tiff, didn't they? Made a couple of plans, which he was probably in on.
So are we?
I just don't. I think
I'll
it's
wait
all
for
It's
theory
all
2. I
coincidental.
thought we were going to move on to theory 2.
Right. Theory 2 is a missile hit the Pentagon, not American Airlines Flight 77. So
Yeah,
early
'cause there
video
was no
footage
debris.
and early video footage and photos taken from the scene did not seem to show much evidence of plane wreckage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Theorists maintain this was evidence that the Pentagon was not struck by Flight 77, but by a missile or unmanned drone instead.
Yeah, no, I agree with that one because there was just. If you looked at the way it hit, right, that would have had to have travelled a certain distance at a certain speed, a foot off the ground. There's no way an untrained pilot could have done that.
No, if you watch the footage that we watched on our WhatsApp group, it was more than a foot off the ground when it hit.
It crashes before it hits.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have got the speed from where they reckon it come down and stuff. It would have been. How is that even possible?
They reckon that an amateur pilot flying that big of a plane would not be able to do it anyway.
And I'll give you say extra that I didn't put in the WhatsApp. That footage I put in. There is a chance anybody can edit any footage, so you never know because it's off of YouTube. So anything can be edited. But that is real footage because a hotel camera just across the way picks up the exact same timing as that plane comes in. You can't see the plane, but you can pair up the explosion.